It's one of the very best days of the year on the local hockey calendar. Good morning to you. Good Wednesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Penguins. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or baseball, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Pirates in the same place that you found this. Penguins versus Sabres is tonight, 7:08 p.m. at PPG Paints Arena. It is, of course, the traditional Thanksgiving Eve game in Pittsburgh. It's something that not even the most impassioned, dedicated local hockey historians or experts can pinpoint when and why it got started, but it got started a long time ago. And it's the one date, for those of you who don't know this, on the entire 6-month NHL calendar that the league grants to the Penguins for a home game. They understand that it's a special event here. I have my own theories on it. I know for a fact that a lot of people, including both of my kids, come home to see the family for the Thanksgiving holiday. My daughter lives in New York. My son is going to school in Philadelphia. They're here. And when those younger fans come home, whether it's from college or work or whatever, when they come home, and that's what this is, by the way, never refer to Pittsburgh as just Pittsburgh if you're from here. It's home. Home. They go and soak it all up, and they want to see their beloved hockey franchise in action. And they will pack the place, and they will make noise. The resident local TV network has no idea how to mic a crowd, but you're going to have to trust me that what's coming tonight from the intros on is going to be the loudest that'll be happening there all season long. Unless and until, of course, there's a playoff run to come later. And that's cool because I think this team could use it. I think this team could use this event right now. These Penguins ended October at 8-2-2 for the number one record in the entire NHL. November hasn't been the same. 2-4-3 isn't exciting. It isn't something that gets the blood pumping. You can try to shrug off the overtime losses or the shootout losses, but you're watching those things, you're invested in them, and they're just losses. They don't feel like 1 point anything. They're just losses. Your team was out there moping and hanging its head as it skated off the ice while the other guys were celebrating. That's an L. Some real oomph is needed. Tristan Brose is going to make his NHL debut tonight. Now, that's not the promotion of some elite prospect where everybody should be like, I'll always remember where I was or anything like that. And I'm sure that kid would tell you the same thing. He's pretty real. But he's also, first and foremost, and has been this throughout his amateur and professional careers, an energy guy. Not the fastest, not the biggest, not the strongest, but he'll never stop. He'll never let up. He doesn't have a second gear, and there isn't anything that he won't do on the ice to succeed or to be around this kid is to get this, for his team to win. That's all he's about. I've wanted him up here all along, but I also understood that there were roster considerations. And if you remember, I was the dummy who was saying late in training camp that he should have made the team over Justin Brazeau. Yeah, that's why you tune into this program, baby. Can't get expert level commentary like that just anywhere. But look, whatever I didn't know about Brazeau, which was obviously volumes, I feel like I do know about Brose, and I feel like he's going to be a steady, reliable, influential contributor to this team for years to come. There's also a chance, and I'm just going to emphasize that it's a chance, that Tristan Jarry returns tonight. Now, Jarry has been out since the 3rd of this month. That was that debacle in Toronto where the Penguins blew the 3-0 lead in the third period. Didn't even get a point out of that one. And it wasn't until the team got home that we would find out that Jarry was hurt at some point in that game. Just kept himself in there. he had been playing very, very well. And going against a Buffalo team that, I mean, they're Buffalo and they're going to be Buffalo probably for all eternity. But they do have some people, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck, Rasmus Dahlin, who can put up some significant points. They put 9 up on the Blackhawks. And then 2 nights later, took out the Hurricanes by a 4-1 count. That's this past weekend. That's pretty good stuff. You're going to need some saves. You're going to need a pace that's dictated by your goaltender. And by that, I mean cover the rebounds, get some faceoffs. You're going to need some stick handling behind the net to facilitate the breakouts. Jari is best on the team at all of those things. That, of course, can contribute to the atmosphere. Sid and Gino performing the way they've been, producing the way they've been. That's something all of the returning fans can appreciate, can relate to. They've been watching it since they were infants, or maybe, these guys precede them in age. Gino with 24 points to lead the team. Sid right behind him with 23. Sid's got 13 goals in 21 games. They've both probably posted half their career outputs against the Sabres. This is cool. I'm just trying to share my own feeling heading into this, but also without getting too personal, because in all honesty, I'm just in a great mood because my kids are home. When we come back, J1Q. Today's J1Q comes from Mike, who says, what the Penguins really miss right now are Ricard Raquel and Justin Brazeau. When those two went out, the dominoes started to fall. Who wouldn't be hurt by the loss of 2 top 6 players? I couldn't agree more, Mike. In fact, it's not really just the impact on the top 2 lines, although there has been one. If you look at the first line, if you look at Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust, the initial attempt was to have Ben Kindle up there. That kind of worked at times, but you weren't going to get anywhere in terms of plus minus there. Then came Philip Hollander because he's so defensively responsible, and that showed some promise, not massively. Then Hollander, of course, goes down with the most unfortunate blood clot situation. And now it's Connor Dewar, who's a similar type player. And, just calling it like it is, Sid and Rust have needed help defensively. They have not fared well, whether it's in terms of your own eyeballs or the metrics or whatever. They need somebody on that line who's either helping to carry the offense at an extremely high level, and that's mostly what Raquel does. He's not, some defensive guru either. Or have somebody to just help clean up the messes. One way or another, you don't get the production. The second line with Evgeny Malkin and Anthony Mantha, when you had Brazeau over there, you had these 3 mega bodies, and there were times where it would look like they weren't really getting anything done, but the next thing you do is you look up at the clock and you see that they've been in the zone for 45 seconds, and you're thinking, how did that even happen? Well, just because they're big dudes who have a big presence on the rink, long sticks, win on the boards. If you get it to Gino, you get some creativity out of that. On paper, Kevin Hayes is a perfect fit to take Brazeau's place. But on paper isn't where the game is played. And it isn't where guys come back from significant shoulder injuries like the one that Hayes had. I feel like his game is coming around. We had a brief chat the other night, and there are some plays he's starting to make that he's used to making, that he's been making for a very long time in the NHL. I don't think it'll be very long before he looks really due to start popping a goal or two. But it's had an effect there, and then it has a trickle-down effect on the third line, to a lesser extent on the fourth line. And don't forget that there's guys missing from those lines as well. Noel Acciari, I have not been a fan of his work, but he was off to a terrific start. He was doing some really good things for this team. Mike Crow sent me this convenient little list, and I appreciate that, Michael, of the Penguins' various depth scoring issues by name. And I'm going to read this off to you so you have a picture of how little scoring is being done outside of the power play or outside of things that Sid and Gino almost singularly create. Phil Tomasino, now gone. No goals and 1 assist in 9 games. Joona Koppanen, still here. No goals and 1 assist in 7 games. Hayes, I mentioned. No goals and 1 assist in 6 games. Danton Heinen, no nothing in 6 games. Ville Koivunen, who's now hurt, although he's kind of getting close to being back. No goals and 2 assists in 11 games. Achari, no goals and 3 assists in 13 games, but actually, again, he was doing good stuff for what he's asked to do. Blake Lizotte, who I think has played really well, has 3 goals and 1 assist in 21 games. That puts him on a 16-point pace, Mike writes here, for a full season, which would represent the lowest point per game figure of his career. So there's perspective to be had there. And then the guy that I pick on as much or more than anybody else right now is Tommy Novak, because I just don't get the Novak thing. He's got 2 goals, one of those at even strength, and 7 assists in 21 games. That puts him on a pace for 8 goals for the whole year. Well off the couple of career highs that he had of 17 and 18 when in Nashville. You got to do better than that. I'm not, reinventing hockey analysis with this insight here. But yeah, the absences of those players, the ones you cite, Mike, Raquel and Berzeau, have had a domino effect through the lines and through the production. And you know what? It doesn't matter. You still got to play the games. You still got to score the goals. You still got to defend. You still got to make the saves. I'm going to be taking, not tonight, obviously, I'll be covering the game, but I'm going to be taking a couple of days after that off, Thanksgiving and the day after. So this show won't return until Monday. So I'm going to seize upon this opportunity to wish you, the hockey fans of Pittsburgh, not only a happy Thanksgiving, but ideally, a happy Thanksgiving Eve. Maybe even a happier Thanksgiving Eve.